Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for clicking the vibe. It means a lot that you guys keep clicking, fails keep clicking, all keep making. And today, I want to talk about someone who I think is not going to win the game. I'm sure this is going to come back to bite me. She's going to win the game, and this is going to go trending on YouTube because, it's like, aha, you got it all wrong. You made a whole video about the opposite of what actually happened. But I'm going to stay strong here. My gut tells me that this person's not going to win, and a lot of people are picking her to win, and that's Carla. To me, Carla does not have this winner material in her edit, in her game, in her jury chances. To me, she's just not our winner. And in this video, I want to talk about why I feel like that's the case. If you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff because it's free, it's easy, and it really helps the channel out. Okay, so the first thing that I want to start with is why people seem to be so high on Carla. So I think the main thing is that she's playing a game very similar to the past two winners with a slightly improved mechanic. So the past two winners in this new era, which are the people that really we can only judge off of, because in this new era, they're the only people who have been fully successful all the way through the game. Obviously, they've had their downfalls and pitfalls, but they ended up winning the game. And those two people really played passive during the pre-merge, passive during the start of the merge, and turned it on at the end, got in a majority alliance. The only difference being that Marianne had a big blindside, at least one that she could take credit for, whereas Erica really had nothing, like absolutely nothing, except for, I guess, splitting votes at the Shanville, but that's not really a move. Whereas with, I think, Carla, the difference here is that she is playing pretty good during the pre-merge. She doesn't have that same edit, so people are saying, great, like she has the same archetype as the other two winners from this new era, with the only difference just being that she's playing better right now. I disagree. I see flaws in her edit, and for me, those flaws are so glaring that I have to make a video. For me, before I kind of mark off the reasons why I think she doesn't win, here are some reasons that she could possibly win. One, of course, she is playing that similar archetype as the past two winners, where she's kind of under the radar, but still not necessarily the worst player on the island, which is a big thing. Obviously, the worst players usually don't win. With, I think, the big difference being that she was in control of her pre-merge tribe, whereas in both Erica and Marianne were the next to go on their tribes, to the point where Erica literally was about to go home, and then her own tribe failed at throwing a challenge, as well as Marianne, who was next to go and was fighting publicly with Jonathan. So again, she's playing a better pre-merge game. I will give her that. On top of that, I think her demographic, obviously in this new era, POC women fare very well. Juries tend to like them, as we've seen with the past two winners. So it's definitely, that's a good thing. I'll give it to her. The things that I don't like are as follows. One, her tribe is way too small. I say this all the time, but in this new era, it seems like her tribe has to have a good amount of people. I mean, you see it with Erica, where she has literally 6 people go into the merge on her tribe. Her tribe was just dominant. And then as far as Marianne, she has Jonathan carrying the team on their back. And the only reason that it was down to 4 was because of the obvious kind of fluky medevac in Jackson. It really should have been 5 people. And so it's very silly. But I think it's very true at the same time that tribe size is a big deal. When you're going in with less people, it's more likely that you'll be like the target from your tribe, because nowadays having a big tribe isn't really about, like, well, okay, great, now we can just pagong everyone else at the merge. It's more about, okay, when my tribe does flip on itself, are we going to have more options to blindside, or is it just me and my friend and one of us is going to go, right? Because eventually your tribe is going to get targeted at the merge in this new era. It's a matter of having like shields in front of you, and when you have 6 people on a tribe, that's 6 people to choose from, and that's just a 1 in 6 shot versus a 1 in 2 or a 1 in 3 or a 1 in 4 shot. It's a big difference, and I think with her tribe being so small, that's not good for her game at all. Another thing for me that I think is very important is she does not have that big ally. I know they tried to show her and James being close, but we really haven't seen that since that Geo blindside. You'd think that if an alliance is big and is supposed to be close, and especially if the winner's main alliance is supposed to stay solid, you'd think that they'd show it in the merge episode. They did not show it one time. To me, that's a big deal because you need that main ally. At some point, your name is going to pop up, and you need someone to come back to you and tell you that. Because if you never know, then it's just a guessing game as to when to play your idol, or when to do this, or when to do that. And that's really another thing for me is I don't think she has like a good instinct as to when to play her idol. I know people are like, whoa, she has an idol that's fantastic for her game, she's gonna win. But it's like she has to know when, and if she doesn't have the friends to tell her when, it's very hard to sniff out a blindside coming. Only the best of the best can do that, and I don't think of Carla when I think of the best to ever play the game. And for me, the biggest thing is the fact that her edit is not a winner's edit. So first of all, she didn't get a bunch of content in the premiere. Usually the winner does, or at least gets one big confessional. Didn't really get that from her. On top of that, usually the winner and their main ally get a pretty big edit. So like Marianne and Omar, Erica, I guess not Erica and Heather, but still, usually the winner and their main ally get big edits. Her and her main ally, her and James, have gotten some of the weakest edits that we've seen all season. On top of that, we've shown her being very negative. Usually winners are not negative even towards people who kind of deserve it. Usually they always keep a cool head, or at least that's how they're shown. They usually don't show a winner kind of just being negative to be negative, and that's how she was towards Cody, at least how we saw, where she was like, I don't trust him, I don't like it. And Cody's supposed to be our fan favorite, the person who we love. How can we say that, Carla's a guaranteed winner when she's bashing on the fan favorite? The winner almost never bashes on the fan favorite. That's just not the case. And I haven't even touched on her strategy yet. She's not friends with anyone important. She's not friends with Sammy. She's not friends with Gabler. She's also not friends with Owen. And really that whole Vessi tribe as well. It's like the Cocos are kind of isolated, and because of their early dominance, they were kind of shrugged away as like, oh, well, that's just the big tribe that we're all gonna work against. And now, with them not even having those numbers to play with, they're still looked at as that big targeted tribe, and it's not very good for their games. It's not a very good look. So to me, I think her strategy is honestly a big part of it, but her edit is much bigger. And I haven't even mentioned the fact that they voted wrong. Her tribe did not all vote right. Some of them put stray votes on random people. On top of that, Ryan is not with her alliance, even though he was on her tribe because he was on the outs. He's now kind of a wild card free agent. That's not good for her game. She has so much going against her game and not much going for it, and that's the scary part. But what do you guys think? Do you agree? Can Carla not win the game, or do you disagree? Is Carla your winner pick? Let me know down below in the comments. As always, none of this happens without you guys. And if that's what, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.